Hi, Mission Group leaders. My name is Chris Stewart. If I haven't met you, nice to meet you via video. I'm here to introduce your third and final installment of the Soul Detox series called the Restless Soul. I hope your first two have gone well. Well, your first curriculum has gone well, and I'm here to introduce your second. So, the main idea that we're trying to communicate with the wandering soul is the fact that since Adam and Eve and since the sin of that we're currently in right now, the state of sin in the world, man has been a wandering, restless man. Like humanity is just wandering and restless. And we first take a look at Cain and Abel, and Cain murdering his brother, and he becomes a restless wanderer. That's kind of like the first look that we take, and we see this theme throughout all of Old Testament, particularly until the person of Jesus comes, the God-man comes, and he is Lord of the Sabbath, and that's really the thing that we're trying to get to in our climax here is that Jesus is the Lord of the Sabbath. If you were with us leading or even just a part of a mission group last term, we went through a series on the book of John, really looking at the I am statements of Jesus, that he, in essence, put himself as the center character of the God name, which was Yahweh, which was I am, and that was unheard of. You would not do that. So Jesus put himself in the middle of the I am, the God of their people, as well as took the images of the Hebrew tradition and said, I am the shepherd, I am the vine, I am these things that represent your people, I am the completion of them. And he's doing the same thing here. We're taking a look at the end of Matthew 11 and Matthew 12, and where Jesus takes the Sabbath and the temple, specifically the Sabbath, which is a day of rest, and says, I am the Lord of that day. Huge. I mean, it's just huge. So we're really looking forward to this as we see the restless wanderer who finds rest in the Lord of the Sabbath. And I hope you're as excited as I am to lead this, but that's kind of the overarching theme of what we're doing, and you'll see the four main points being given in on your curriculum, which are the God values rest, man is a restless wanderer, Jesus is Lord of the Sabbath, which we've all said, which I've said so far, and the last point is that he invites us into Sabbath living. The main point and the main idea here is that because Jesus is the Lord of the Sabbath and he is our rest, that now all day, every day, we are in Sabbath rest and Sabbath living. That even though we do stuff, we are still in his rest because he has completed um, what we could not. So that's really the overarching theme there. Um, Quick notes on your curriculum, we forgot to re-mention what the essential question is. Again, the essential question is what the theme of the entire series is based off of, and I will just tell you it. It's in your old curriculum, but I'll retell you it. It is, how is the current health of my soul affecting the overall health of the body? And the body in this case means church. So how is my soul affecting the overall health of this entire body, which we are a part of? The body isn't just a Sunday morning service, it's the body that we're part of. So that's the big notes there. Also, you know what? I have to get my Bible real fast. Real fast. All those professional videos done by Mission, they're laughing at me right now. Okay, so Matthew 12, there's this one point that I want to just kind of reference real fast because it's a little confusing. Matthew 12:5, just so you know, it says this, and this is in the ESV version. And this is Jesus speaking, or have you not read in the law how on the Sabbath the priests in the temple profane the Sabbath and are guiltless? And both Dan, Ruda, and I had really no clue what that meant. So what we did was we looked it up in a few commentaries, and essentially what that was saying is even on the Sabbath day when there was supposed to be no rest happening, the priests still would do the sacrifices that were required in the law, and that was work. They would have to light a fire, they'd have to do all these ceremonial things, and that was still okay. And that was basically what Jesus was saying is you're allowing the priest to do these activities, and that's not seen as blameless, but you're blaming me for doing these acts like healing on the Sabbath, etc. And so that's basically what that meant. And I know it's confusing unless you know that, so that's why I just want to give you that heads up. Um, so yeah, the real conclusion that we're getting at is that we no longer have to toil, but we can rest. We still do things, but we're no longer toiling to work out our salvation. We're no longer toiling to make ourselves um, worthy in His eyes, but now we get to work in His kingdom as a response to His work on the cross, and that's what we're trying to get at, is that Jesus fulfilled that. And if and I really hope that this series end is great. I know just studying it has been extremely helpful in a busy time in my life, and so I hope that it's the same for you as mission group leaders, and that you get to also then portray that and lead that to your mission groups. And have a great week, guys.